What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 18, The Good, the Bad, and the Cuddly. Where do I even begin? This is the season finale for Season 3, and oh my lord. There's so much stuff. So first of all, a big thing to talk about. Couple of kind of big decisions going on here that ultimately will affect the team. First of all, Rip sacrifices himself. Very first thing that happens in the episode, he makes an early decision that he's going to take the time drive out of the ship and use it to sort of trap Mollis in time for the moment, to give the Legends a chance to sort of formulate another plan. So it does buy them some time, and it is kind of a worthy sacrifice, but at the same time, it kind of does come out of nowhere, because he has been in and out of this season. The team, the Time Bureau. He hasn't really been fully involved. So I don't know. I feel like I know they were running out of things for him to do. A reason for him to be on the team. They've already had Sarah take over as captain. So yeah, he didn't really have much of a point for being on the team, but I did think giving him the Time Bureau to run would have been a nice thing for him to do. And it would be something where the team could still work with him, but not have him on the team. So for him to sacrifice himself, I don't know, it just feels like we've run out of ideas for you, we've run out of things for you to do, so sacrifice yourself. So yeah, that happens. There is still a chance. I mean, I don't know. They say chance for survival is 0.000000 something. Whatever. There's a good chance he still could have survived it. He might have been blown somewhere in time. Of course, with that being said, I thought the same thing about Leonard Snart in the first season after the explosion happened at wherever that place was called. God, feels like it's been so long. I forgot who they were fighting in the first season. But yeah, I thought maybe he got blew through time as well, but he's still not shown back up. So clearly, they've kind of, it seems like they've officially killed him off. And with Rip, they could have done that for him as well. They could just be like, oh yeah, he's gone for good. But there's still a chance they could be like, oh, when the time thing, when it blew up, it actually sucked him back in time and gave him some other thing to do, or I don't know. But anyway, so that's the first thing we see. And then, of course, the team uses that time to formulate another plan. A couple things happen. First, we see Nate and Amaya. They go back. She's doing one of her meditation things. He joins her, and they see that her ancestors, the way they trapped Mollis was they all formed their totems together. Which, the one complaint I still have is the fact that these totems, they sort of just pick willy-nilly still. They say, oh, we are chosen by these totems. And with some of them, it made sense. Like I said on the last episode review. With Mick, it makes sense because he's obsessed with fire. With Nate, him getting the Earth Totem actually makes sense because he's made of steel. But the Water Totem, I'm like, okay, so who's going to get the Water Totem? Because we saw he wasn't able to use it last episode. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it's because he doesn't have anything to do with water. Beginning of this episode, he's using it. So why have him not be able to use it last episode? Explain that to me. But they never do. And then he leaves with Damien to go save Nora's life, which was a pretty interesting storyline. I like the fact that Damien went back in time, saved Nora's life, and sacrificed himself for her. And Nora seems like she might be an interesting character that they could keep around on the show as well. Ray gives her the time stone that Damien had, so she's probably going to escape once they put her in whatever prison that she's going to be put in. And I could see her being a valuable asset to the team because she does have powers, which I thought she got shot with the gun that was supposed to take away her magical powers and she was still using them in the final battle. Maybe I misunderstood something, but I thought that's what that was supposed to do, was take away her magical powers. I don't know. But she is an interesting character, and I like the fact that Damien did sacrifice himself for her because it is fitting for his character. But because Ray wasn't there, well, they had to give the water totem to somebody else. Okay, let's give it to Wally. Well, why is that going to work? Oh, it works. Okay. And that is the only problem I have, is just the fact that it should feel like, yes, they were destined for that totem. They have a reason for using that totem, whatever it is. Amaya and Zari, they were born with those totems. They were given them. It's their destiny. It makes total sense. Like I said with Mick, he's obsessed with fire. Fire makes perfect sense. Sarah, she's died and come back to life. Death totem makes perfect sense. Nate, he's made of steel. The earth totem makes perfect sense. Who would have gotten the water totem? Well, I don't know. Let's think about it. Let's try to think about, okay, how does water tie into anyone on the team? No, screw all that. Let's just push that all off to the side. Wally, you can use it now because you're wearing it. So yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated with that. But aside from that, the rest of it was still good. But so the team is trying to form together, work together to create a being that's supposed to fight Malice. And I do like the fact that they explained why this being didn't stop Malice first time, why they just trapped him, because the Death Totem had turned against him. And the Death Totem apparently was supposed to be able to kill Malice. So, of course, when they go to the final fight, they all work together. And they form Bebo. Yeah, that was hysterical. I can't, there's nothing I can say about that. It was just freaking hysterical. I'm laughing my ass off at that entire last scene because you're watching a huge, cuddly bear fight a time demon. Only a show as ridiculously hysterical as Legends of Tomorrow could come up with an absurd premise like that and make it work. Oh my god, it was hilarious. Everybody's reaction to seeing it. Leif Erikson's sister was there, and of course we had that whole story with her midway through the season where she thought Bebo was their god, and so of course Bebo coming out of the building and huge, she's like, he's returned. I'm just like, this is hysterical. So they have I did like the battle. It was a very well planned battle, and you could tell that I felt like this battle's going nowhere. It feels like Malice is just going to raise them all from the dead again, and sure enough, he does. But it was a well choreographed battle. Seeing everybody get their fighting, seeing everybody return as well. Jax comes back to fight. Ava's there. Helen even, they bring her back from Themyscira where she's been trained as this badass warrior, and she was taking down some people. Because Amaya went and saved their village, that meant that, what's her name? Kuwasa, that meant that she never joined the Darks and she never died, so she's still around, and actually she and Mari share the Vixen Totem now in the new timeline. So, everybody comes back and helps out. They get Jonah Hex as well because they go to his town to hide out. And so it's just a big epic battle, and it worked. I really did enjoy it. And then, of course, the final fight was hilarious, and they managed to stop Malice and kill him. So they win the day there. I did forget the best line. Hands down, best line out of this show so far, out of all 3 seasons, is after Nate and Amaya come back from her little vision quest. They come back, Nate has had a little too much of the drink, which means he's still a little bit loopy up there. And she's like, Nate, did you see it? He's like, the Care Bear stare. They stopped him with the Care Bear. I'm sorry. It doesn't get much funnier than that. I mean, of all the things, the Care Bear stare, of course he would bring... Oh, it was hilarious. Oh, I was laughing for a good 3 or 4 minutes after that one. That one cracked me up. I don't know if I'm the only one that thought that, but it was hilarious to me. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire episode. They stop him. Obviously, they have to have their little, okay, what's next season going to be about? I did think it was it was kind of funny. First of all, they end up going to Aruba, which, I'm glad that they finally made it to Aruba. Mick, of course, wanted to go by himself, but the entire team is there. They're enjoying their time. And then all of a sudden, in walks a shadow, and I'm like, is it going to be Rip? Are they really going to pull that right now? Or are they going to, make it somebody else? But then all of a sudden you hear Constantine's voice. And just Constantine pulls the glasses down. It's Gary with a wig. I'm just like, okay, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. He's like, what is the wig too much? And then Zari makes a Trump joke. Oh, a little too presidential. Trump wears a wig. We're so funny because we make fun of Trump. Nobody else does that. I don't know. This is something that they've done the past few episodes. I'm just like, really? Who cares? Everybody makes fun of Trump now. Can't you do something a little bit more original? Like Bebo fighting a time demon, that's original humor. So anyway, but then Constantine does walk in, and he's like, he's been hanging out with me. And then he's like, who was responsible for letting out the time demon? And then, of course, Sarah gets the finger pointed at her. He's like, well, apparently he wasn't the only thing that let out Malice. There are other demons that came out too. And I'm just like, oh, plot for season 4, fantastic. I do feel like they sort of do that every season. They always have that thing that's like, oh, no, we got something else to do. I think, did season 1 end that way too? I can't remember if it did or not. I feel like it didn't. But maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right, because what's his name flew in the time ship and was like, don't get on the time ship, you'll all die. I'm just like, oh, season 2 on its way. And then season 2, dinosaurs. And it's like, oh, season 3 on its way. And now this. And he brings in a dragon's head. And season 3 on its way. I don't know. I kind of wish that they would have just sort of left it like, oh yeah, we saved the day. And then next season, whenever we come in, it's like, well, what's going to happen next season? You know, what could they do? And keep us, I guess, a little bit more surprised instead of, oh, so letting out Malice released more demons that we have to face. That's season 3's plot. Fantastic. But, it's a minor thing. It's a little gripe, but I do feel like it's something that's sort of become a cliche with most of these CW shows. Most of them have that, oh, we got to prep for next season, so, ooh, shock twist ending that we didn't see coming. It doesn't relate to anything else this season. It's just, bam. The Flash season 1 probably did it the best because it was related to what was going on, and it set up season 2 well, too. So, I don't know why they feel like they have to sort of bring out some random new bad guy that we got to prep for the next season. You don't have to. I enjoy this show. I want to come back and watch it because it's good. You don't have to ooh, we got a hook, line, and sinker 'em, guys. They would have to do that on Supergirl or Arrow because those shows aren't as good. And so to get people excited for next season, then I could understand you putting in some, ooh, plot twist. But for this show, you don't have to do that. I enjoy it enough to where you don't have to hook me in. I'm ready for season 4. I'm ready to see what else you can do with this. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Final thoughts on the season. I thought it's honestly exactly what I wanted. More of the same fun. They don't take their premise so seriously to where it can't be fun. And I think that's a big thing about this show, is that they don't take themselves seriously. They know it's kind of a ridiculous idea, and they have fun with it. That's huge. Some of these shows just want to be all, grim, serious, dramatic. And it just, sometimes it can get bogged down in that a little too much. You have to know how to have these moments where it's like, okay, we just lost somebody, or, oh, something bad just happened, but this is a ridiculous show about time travel. Let's have some fun with it as well. You lost Rip in this episode. Amaya's leaving the team. Damien Dark died. He sacrificed himself for his daughter. Heavy stuff, but it still had fun. And that's the big thing about it is, yes, I'm upset. Honestly, when Rip was sacrificing himself, I was actually getting choked up because it is emotional for him to be leaving, to die, because we've known him for so long. But I still have so much fun with the show because it knows what it is and it takes advantage of that. And that's what this season did so well. It had a good premise. It had a scary villain that was kind of kept in the shadows. Honestly, even until the very final episode, we didn't actually see what he was until then. For most of it, we heard about him in the first half of the season, then we finally heard him halfway through, and then we got to see him through Nora, and it got really creepy at that point. Yeah, that was a well built up villain, and they did a very good job with everything. And on top of that, it was well handled the way they managed to stop him. It was funny, but it made a lot of sense in the terms of the show. So overall, very pleased. Looking forward to seeing what next season has in store. So that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on this episode and the season as a whole? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Legends of Tomorrow reviews. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.